And happy Thursday, March 30th, 2023. And welcome to a birthday eve for me, as well as a WrestleMania week edition of what I like to call the Clash of Le Champions. I am your host, the vegan you believe in, Kurt Cadet, about to be 37 years old tomorrow. And this man himself will be attending his first WrestleMania this weekend, but let him tell you who he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is tag team partner, none other than Jonathan Randall himself, the adventurer, ladies and gentlemen. And boy, I'm going to take my adventure to a new step, a new level to Hollywood this weekend, as I will be attending my very first WrestleMania with my brother. And oh my God, I'm excited, man. The card is already stacked, it's finished. We're just waiting to see the stage reveal. By the time this episode will be dropped, you guys will see the stage though. But man, I'm so excited, Kurt.
I'm happy for you, man. I know the feeling. I went to my first WrestleMania 11 years ago, WrestleMania 28. And just from the time I bought my ticket to the day of the show, that is all I could think about.
Yes.
The closer it got to that show, I was just like in that zone where I'm like, yo, I didn't even care about my birthday because my birthday was the day before. I didn't give a shit about my birthday. I'm like, all I care about is going to WrestleMania and being at WrestleMania. When I got into the building and when I finally saw like the set and everything for the first time, I was just blown the fuck away. When
What?
when they say like it's the biggest spectacle of them all and like the grandest stage and all that jazz. I know it's cliche and all, and we get sick of hearing it as fans, but when you're there in person, it really is that shit. It really is.
Wow. It's gonna hit different, man. Because I've been seeing some clips of certain, footage of the stage, somewhat, halfway completed, and you're just like, what's it gonna look like? I'm so anxious and ready to see it, man. Because I'm just like, this one hits different because it's Hollywood, but it goes more than that, Kurt. This is 30 plus years in the making. It's 32 years in the making, Kurt. This goes back to 1991. Yes, WrestleMania was in LA, but originally it was supposed to be in the Coliseum, but they weren't able to sell enough tickets. WrestleMania was supposed to be in LA back in 2021, but we had COVID. That did not happen. And now, all this time, now we're here. So this is their first stadium WrestleMania they're finally going to have in the city of Los Angeles.
And in my opinion, I think it is going to be one for the history books. And also, in my opinion, this WrestleMania will feature the biggest main event in WrestleMania since that very first WrestleMania I went to back in 2012 with Roman Reigns
Yeah.
against Cody Rhodes, which we'll get into our predictions for that a little bit later. But yes, it is WrestleMania week. A lot of shit's been going down. A lot of shit actually went down last week on Raw and SmackDown, specifically between Rey Mysterio and Dominik.
Oh my God. So pretty much Angie, Rey Mysterio's wife, and Rey Mysterio's daughter Aaliyah were at ringside. So pretty much, Dominic pretty much just, as always, antagonizing the family, pretty much getting in her mom's face, telling that you just been, you haven't been having my back. You just been supporting my dad, your husband, more than me. So then when Angie was trying to stand up for herself, Rey Mysterio's pretty much, about to leave. And then Dominic tells her own mom, Kurt, to shut up. And as soon as that happened, Rey Mysterio comes back and knocks Dominic down, hits Dominic down. And then that pop from that crowd was just, oh my God. It was just like a feel good moment when I saw that.
Payoffs to long term storytelling. I freaking love it.
The crowd, dude. And I felt good too seeing it.
Yeah, I was in ecstatic when I saw that shit too. Like, to be honest, I think I enjoyed that more than I enjoyed Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens hugging on SmackDown 2 weeks ago. Oh, that also happened since the last time we did an episode. That also happened
Yeah.
too.
I mean, we kind of knew that was going to happen, though, but it was a good moment, though. But I'm just telling you that Ray
Yeah.
finally stepping up and trying to put his son in his place, that was like, finally. You could just feel the crowd felt it too. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's about time,
Yeah, so Ray finally knocked down Dominik and told him, "Yo, I'm coming for your ass at WrestleMania." So now it's on.
Father versus son.
Honestly, one of the 5 matches I'm looking forward to the most,
Yeah.
which will be on night one. We'll get into the card for both nights in a few minutes. So yeah, Ray and Dominik is official. Also, in the last time since we spoke to you guys, it is official. We will have the Usos defending the tag titles against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Hmm.
We're now back together in a big happy family again.
Which I knew it was going to happen. Eventually, it was going to happen. We're just waiting for the moment. So, but it happened.
It was inevitable, just like the Ray and Dominik shit. That was also inevitable. But once it did happen, you're
Yeah.
like, good shit. It shit paid off very well.
Oh yeah.
So we have like at least 12 to 13 matches, I think, as of now. And as of now, Bobby Lashley's not on the card. He's in the Battle Royal, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Oh man,
Poor guy.
sucks. Damn it. It would have just been better if him and no, sorry, Lashley and Lesnar will have that payoff at Mania since after that finish at Elimination Chamber. It's a shame.
Yeah, apparently Bray Wyatt's still not cleared. And he's also had a history like
Damn it.
before, like in his previous run, with like randomly like asking for time off and always needing time off. And yeah, there's just I don't know what's
Uh,
going on with him per se. I heard it's like some kind of mental issue or some kind of personal problem. But damn, this is just the worst timing, worst freaking timing.
Damn it.
I mean, I hope he's all right. I hope whatever he's going through, he's able to
Yeah.
push through. But fuck, man, I
Yeah.
I, I just really feel for him, and also I definitely feel for Lashley because for him to be as big of a star as he is, like he definitely deserved better for Mania than this.
True.
But I have a feeling
Oh
somehow
man.
they're gonna kind of get him on the show, like maybe like in a match they add like at the last minute.
You know what? Hey, what? Now, I don't know. It's just a suggestion, okay? What if he got involved in the Lesnar and Omos match?
That could happen, but what I was thinking was more on the lines of like when they have the battle royal on SmackDown tomorrow, like maybe something happens between him and somebody else, like maybe Bronson Reed or someone or LA Knight, and then like he eliminates them and they sneak in and eliminate him. It could possibly go down that way, and maybe that sets up for a match at Mania on one of the nights.
I mean, the one that I suggest, if that were to happen, because we always talked about like, what if they, are trying to put together the Hurt Business and all that stuff, and I don't know, that would be a cool way to do that. But
Yeah, it would be, but I'm not sure if it'll go down. But damn, that's crazy. They couldn't even put the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on the freaking pre-show.
well, haven't they been doing that on SmackDown the past couple of years?
Yeah, like the last 2 years, but still, I'm like, yo, you guys could at least do this shit on a pre-show. I mean, I don't really care for it. It's not my, I'm not, not something I'm interested in. But yo, they could at least do it like on
It
a
is a bit
freaking.
weird to see it on SmackDown though.
Yeah, they have like what, like an hour pre-show at least. They
Yeah,
could squeeze it in there.
yeah,
Whatever it is, what it is. I don't even care about it anyway. But also tomorrow night on besides SmackDown, after it's over, we have the WWE Hall of Fame, and some recent
yeah,
inductees were announced over the last couple weeks. And one of them for the celebrity wing is going to be none other than Andy Kaufman.
yeah. I was surprised to hear that though, but yeah, I mean, um, yeah, he has a right to be in that Hall of Fame. When you really look back, when you really look at Andy Kaufman, Kurt, to me, he is that first celebrity that got involved with wrestling. When you
Well, like
think
who was
about
in
it,
a major
how long
angle?
ago was this?
Who was in a major angle in wrestling?
True, you still it's still involved though. But how long ago was this? What, back in what 82, right? 83?
This is in '82. This is even before the first WrestleMania. And actually,
Yeah.
the funny story about Andy Kaufman is that he initially pitched this whole idea to Vince McMahon Sr., but Vince McMahon Sr. rejected it, and that's why he
Hmm.
took it to Memphis.
Wow.
That shit was so crazy. He would like wrestle women. He would like talk shit to women, talking about how like their only place in the world is like to do dishes and to like clean and cook and all that jazz. And he was like
Yeah.
the intergender champion.
Yeah. Can you imagine if like he were able to do that, to Vince Jr. though? Vince would have been like, "Oh, I love it." You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's so crazy. Vince Sr. actually died the same month that Andy Kaufman died.
Wow. Huh.
Crazy. Who would have thought?
Damn.
They both died 1 year before the first WrestleMania.
Damn. How did Coffin pass
Fuck,
away again?
man. Lung cancer. He died of lung cancer.
Oh man.
He was my age when he died too.
Wow. It's funny, in the main wrestler who he was kayfabing, feuding with was Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, like I think one time Andy Kaufman was wrestling this girl named Foxy, and then after he beat her, he was like still like beating her up and attacking her. Then Jerry Lawler like pushed him off of her, and then
Hmm.
like Andy Kaufman went on this like rant saying, "I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue you, Lawler. I'm gonna sue you for every cent that you're worth. You're gonna be broke. You're gonna be homeless. I'm gonna have all your money." Yo, he was wilding, and then like he interviewed this attorney, asking him if he had like a case and if you could sue Lawler, and the attorney agreed with him. And then he would like mock Jerry Lawler like for being from the South and he'd, like say shit
Yeah,
like, "Oh, you want to wrestle me, Mister Lawler?
I
You
think I
want to
remember.
wrestle me, Memphis style? You want to wrestle?" Yo, I will say, Andy Kaufman was a damn good bad guy.
Imagine if he was still around for the first WrestleMania. Imagine.
Yeah, bro, like he knew how to get the audience pissed off. He was a
Yeah.
fucking natural at it.
Mm.
But the thing is, that's what his comedy was like. I don't know if you know that much about like his backstory, but that's what his comedy was like. He would like do shit to constantly fuck with the audience.
Wow.
Like for instance, there was like this one time he was doing a TV show, and during the TV show, like the picture would get fucked up, like the picture would go like up and down, and like people would like think there's something wrong with their TV. But the thing was, Andy Kaufman would have that done on purpose, so people would like legit think something was wrong with their TV and like say like, "What the fuck? What the fuck's going on? Why isn't the picture working?"
Dang.
That shit was hilarious. That shit is hilarious. And he would like sing these like nursery rhymes, these like kiddie songs at these comedy clubs. But he would do it on purpose. Like he knew the crowd wouldn't respond to it, but he would do it on purpose just to fuck with them.
Oh
Like old McDonald had a farm. He would like literally sing that shit at a fucking comedy show.
my gosh. He is deserving of it. So, very deserving. He is that first celebrity to have involvement with the business. So I'm happy for him. And I believe, is Jerry Lawler going to induct him?
I don't know. Jerry Lawler just had that stroke recently, so I don't know how
Okay,
well
yeah,
he's gonna be, or if he's gonna be. I don't know what shape he's in now, but I don't know if he's gonna be in good enough shape to do that.
Mm.
It's a damn shame though if he can't be there.
Yeah, I mean, because him and Coffin were like best of friends. So,
Yeah, they were friends. Like everyone thought that whole shit was real back then when it was happening, but
oh
yeah,
no,
they
no,
always
yeah,
Lawler admitted.
no,
Yeah, Lawler admitted years later, like, "Yo, we were friends. It was all an act. It was all the work." Hell, even in the movie, they spoofed it.
yeah, the Man on the Moon, right?
Yeah, there was that one scene like after the whole like thing with the David Letterman incident happened. They have like this meeting with like Andy Kaufman, Lawler, and like the Danny DeVito character, and like they were both talking about it, saying like, "Damn, we just thought it would be funny. We were just fucking around."
Yeah,
Shit. But yeah, that was a big moment for wrestling, though. That definitely brought a lot of eyes to wrestling in general, like that didn't even watch it before.
right.
And that was that incident, yeah, where Lawler pile drived him twice. I'm sorry, he suplexed him, then he pile drived him and got disqualified, and then Andy Kaufman got like carried out on a stretcher, and he was like in the hospital kayfabe. And then they had that incident on David Letterman when Lawler slapped him for talking shit to him.
Yeah, you see, that's the one I was pretty much referring to. That was really hits my mind. Yeah, wow.
And then Andy Kaufman like threw coffee on him and like started going like on a profanity driven tirade.
Good Lord.
Shit. Yeah, that dude was a wild one. He was also on SNL. I think he was on the inaugural season of SNL too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he ended up getting voted off the show.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he got voted off the show. I guess because of some of his antics, like outside of the show. Like, because the thing was with his style of comedy and like his approach, it did rub some people the wrong way.
Hmm.
Like even on that show Taxi, I think him and Tony Danza didn't get along.
See, I see.
And it's so funny. I remember that scene when he was in Man of the Moon when he finds out that Taxi's been canceled, and like the dude tells him, "Oh, I have bad news for you. Taxi's been canceled." And then his response is, "So what's the bad news?"
What?
Yeah, because the thing is, he hated doing sitcoms. Like he thought sitcoms was like the lowest form of comedy.
Hmm.
I mean, I get why he would feel that way. I understand that.
Got you.
Yeah, but any event, yes, very deserving. He's definitely a celebrity that, in my opinion, long overdue of going into the Hall of Fame, but I'm glad it's happening. And also for the women's side, Stacy Keibler will be going into the Hall of Fame this year.
Yes. Congratulations to her. I'm happy for her, man. I just we're growing up. We're growing up. All of our, the divas that we look, that we adored and fantasized over when we were younger. Pretty much majority of them are in the Hall of Fame now. There's Tori Wilson, Trish Stratus, Lita.
Molly Holly,
Yeah. Now Stacy
hell,
Keibler.
even Beth Phoenix.
Yeah. Now Stacy Keibler, dude, is just holy crap. Came a long way. Was the one thing that surprised me before WCW. I did not know she was a cheerleader for the Baltimore Ravens. Did not know that. I mean, not
Yes,
now,
she
but I'm
was.
talking
She
about
was.
a few years prior. All that stuff. Though I didn't know that at the time, though. But that was, that was cool.
Yeah, she was a cheerleader for the Baltimore Ravens. And then she was in WCW towards the end of it. I remember she was like dressed as like a secretary, like a hot secretary, who would
Yeah,
like strip her clothes off and shit.
yeah.
And then after WWE bought out WCW, she came in during the invasion, and like her and Tori Wilson were like partners.
Hmm.
And then eventually they split up, and then Stacy ended up managing the Dudleys for a while, which I actually liked. I liked her with the Dudleys.
Me too. I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, she would dress like them.
Yeah.
And then who can ever forget that classic segment on SmackDown when she gave Vince a lap dance and he fainted
Yeah.
out of his chair?
Get the position like an assistant for Vince McMahon. That's probably one of the fun. I'm telling you right now, if that if I had to give you like a list, probably like a list of funniest Vince McMahon segments, that right there alone is like top five.
Yeah, but the only considering the allegations and shit that's been coming out about Vince the last year, I don't think we'll be getting a reenactment of that at the Hall of Fame.
Oh no, 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 of course not. Ever.
Shit, no way.
Not even ever, especially how the way things are now. But no.
I'll never forget at WrestleMania 18 in Access, they had like a statue of her ass.
Yeah. I was
Holy
just
shit.
watching it.
They really did that. They
You know
really
what's the
did
one
that.
thing that we forget though? Stacy Keibler's pretty tall.
Of course, they had
She's
that
pretty
song, She's Got Legs.
yeah.
Yeah, she was ridiculously tall. That's one of the reasons why I might have liked her so much, but that's another story.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she was also with Test for a while. She came up with that whole testicles like marketing slogan for him.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh my god.
And there was that whole story where like him and Scott Steiner were fighting over her and all that jazz.
Huh.
And then there was like that brief period where she was like Randy Orton's girlfriend, and then Randy Orton RKO'd her, like they sent a message to the Undertaker.
Oh yeah. After that, I don't see her that much after that, or maybe she left.
I
But
remember she was I remember she was managing Rosie and like Hurricane when they were the tag team
yeah.
champions,
Oh
like in the
yes,
middle
yes,
of oh
yes,
05.
yes. Yeah.
And then I think right after that is like when she got into Dancing with the Stars, and then after she did Dancing with the Stars, she was pretty much done with them.
Yeah. Didn't she dated George Clooney for a while?
Yeah, she did date George Clooney for a minute.
Okay. Yeah.
She was also on George Lopez for a few episodes too.
Yes. Yes. That too. That too. Yes.
She was Vic's girlfriend who was cheating on him, the gold digger.
Oh my god. Oh man, I love that show. Oh yeah.
And she called him Poppy.
Wow.
Yes, but well deserved. She had a great run. It's not really somebody they talk about as much like in
She's
recent
very
years, but I'm
underrated.
glad like she's getting that attention. Yeah, I'm glad she's getting that attention back.
Yeah, I'm happy for her, man. Very underrated.
Yeah, more than likely Tori Wilson will do the induction for her.
Hmm.
Yeah, but anyway, congratulations to Stacy Keibler, and for the first time ever, a referee will be getting inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. So, as this
Yes.
year's Warrior recipient award is going to be the late Tim White.
Yeah. It's very deserving. Is this the first time that a referee's been inducted?
I believe so. Yes,
Yeah. Well, I think next time they induct a referee, we all know it's going to be Earl Hebner. So
we
hopefully,
don't know that for sure. It might be Mike Chioda.
true. I think Earl Hebner should get that spot though. Like that's everybody's favorite ref. That's my favorite ref.
Yeah, he should get
Yeah.
it. I just always heard he left WWE on bad terms.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah. But yeah, Tim White is very deserving. He was a referee in WWE for many years and also the handler of Andre the Giant for many years as well.
Hmm.
I don't want to say he was Andre's best friend, but definitely one of them.
Oh,
If you ever watched the Andre the Giant documentary on HBO that came out a couple years ago, they interview him for it, and yeah, they were super close.
mm,
Yeah, and he was very broken up when he passed. Like when they talk about when Andre eventually passed, yeah, he was very upset.
wow,
Him and Vince especially.
dang.
Hell, even Sean Mooney kind of cried on the Hogan and Andre Rivals documentary when he was talking about like when Andre died.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because they interviewed Sean Mooney and he was talking about like how like Andre looked in those later years, and yeah, he was getting very emotional.
Dang,
But anyway, yeah, Tim White was a referee for many years, and was a career as a referee. Unfortunately, got cut short during a Hell in a Cell match in 2002.
dang. Is it true he really did own his own bar?
Yeah, he owned his own bar in Rhode Island. So like every time they would have a show like in Providence, they would always go to that bar, and like the APA would beat up
And
someone.
APA.
That was the same bar during the invasion when Vince went to go, talk to Austin. Like when Austin was kind of like in a depression
Yeah,
over like Vince
yeah,
asking him to go
mhm,
back to his old ways. That's the bar that Tim White
yeah.
owned. That one.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Tim White did pass away last year, and it's sad he won't be alive for this induction. But I'm happy that he is getting it. Well deserved.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations to him. And Undertaker was recently opening up in an interview, and talking about like different things of his career, and he mentioned all that him and CM Punk were actually cool. Like people always thought that he had issues with Punk or didn't like him, but he actually said that
Yeah.
Punk's not that bad of a guy and that he got along fine with him.
Oh,
We'll get into the recent Punk news in a few minutes, but yeah, I wanted to mention that. And also, Undertaker did mention that like he's having a hard time adjusting to retirement life.
yeah, I heard that. Um, it's like Apollo Creed, even though he didn't retire just yet, though. But there's that Warriors mentality.
Yeah, I get it because like he says he goes to WrestleMania and he goes to shows, and like he'll go to NXT to like the performance center to talk to the young wrestlers and young performers, and he mentions like he has to always kind of remind himself like, "Yo, I'm not a wrestler anymore."
Damn.
Yeah, poor guy. But the more he says that, the more I feel like a comedy with like him, Kane, JBL, and Godfather as like retired wrestlers, like going on a motorcycle road trip. I feel like that shit would definitely be a good idea.
Whoop.
No, but I mean, it would be funny, and they could also get into the fact that like all four of them are retired, and they don't know how to handle being retired, and they're having like kind of like a midlife crisis. They could like really get some depth out of that. Honestly, I'm not joking.
That is true. I can see that.
Yeah, it would be funny, but yeah, you could also relate to it. Like if you're an older person who retired and you don't know how to start the next phase of your life.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna go to that comedy show he has, the Undertaker like TED Talk shit.
I wanted to go was it last week, but I had to work that night.
I think. Oh yeah, they were in Vegas last week.
Yeah.
He's having one in LA tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh yeah, still won't be able to make it.
I don't know what time or if it's sold out or not, but you could at least check.
Yeah. That is true.
Since I mentioned Punk a second ago, let's get into the CM Punk news. CM Punk last week put up a story on his Instagram and then deleted it not too long afterwards. And here's what the story had to say. Sigh. I wasn't cleared to come back to wrestle yet. Then plan was to wrestle at the pay-per-view. I sat and listened to Moxley's Rocky 3 idea. I explained how I'd never seen a Rocky movie. And I thought the
Oh,
idea sucked, but if the boss wanted to do it, whatever. He said he wouldn't lose to me. I'd never experienced someone refusing to lose to me. I just laughed. I asked Tony if this was what he wanted. He said yes. He's the boss, so I said okay, but I needed to be cleared first. They kept saying it could just be a squash, so I didn't need to be cleared. I scoffed at that. My health is more important. Dave Meltzer is a liar. Jericho is a liar and a stooge. There were plans, but plans always change, but I'll never put a company above my health ever again.
okay. Where does Jericho name come up in all of this? Because all I'm hearing was this was Tony Khan's idea. So,
Apparently, from what's coming out about this, Punk thinks that Jericho was the one who was leaking information to the dirt sheets about him being difficult to work with and having heat backstage and all that other jazz.
well, he's not the only one who says that. It's pretty much how everybody else feels.
No, but I'm saying he thinks Jericho was somebody who was like leaking shit about him that wasn't true. And I don't know if it was true or not. I'm not wasn't there, but that's apparently the consensus because I told you before Jericho and CM Punk got into like an argument after the whole scuffle happened at Brawl Out and everything, and Jericho called him a cancer to the
Yeah.
locker room, and like Punk started yelling back at him. And from what I'm hearing, from
Mm.
like when that happened, that's when Punk started to think it wasn't the Young Bucks leaking information to the dirt sheets, that it was Jericho leaking information to the dirt sheets.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not surprised. We're already past this point where I'm like, okay, Punk is still difficult. So, I mean, what more? I mean, why are we surprised?
It just he hasn't said anything in like 6 months ever since it happened, and then he randomly puts up that story. And I just find it so odd
Yeah,
that Moxley would refuse to lose to him when Moxley lost to him at the pay per view.
it is a bit odd, and it's kind of like I don't see Moxley as that guy to be. "Well, I'm not going to lose." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've never gotten that vibe from him because he's always been a company guy. How the whole last year he was like the main person that Tony Khan could depend on. Like when Punk got hurt the first time, he leaned on Moxley to carry the company, and then when the whole brawl out
Yeah,
shit happened, he leaned on Moxley to carry the company and to lose to MJF.
right.
Yeah, so it's so weird that Moxley would refuse to lose to him, and also really weird he never saw a Rocky movie.
Yeah, that is a bit weird.
Then again, who am I to talk? I never watched a Star Wars movie or a Star Trek movie.
Yeah, there's some other 80 movies I had to tell you about you had to watch. So yeah, that is true.
Yes, and admittedly, most of them were good.
Yes.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So ever since this came out, some more like stuff has been coming out about how like Punk doesn't really get along with a lot of the top guys, like how he doesn't get along with MJF. He apparently now doesn't get along with Moxley. He doesn't get along with Kenny Omega. He doesn't get along with the Young Bucks or Hangman. And like all those other top guys, they get along, like okay, at least they can at least work together. But Punk just has issues with pretty much all of them.
Mm.
So that's why, in a sense, like more people don't want him there than want him there.
No.
Like apparently he has a good reputation with like the younger talent, like Will Hobbs and Darby Allin, who came into my job last week, by the way, after I had already gotten off.
Oh yeah, you told me that. How was that
Yeah,
experience?
I didn't get to meet him. My coworker got to take a picture with him, but I
Oh,
wasn't there for it.
gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, so yeah, Darby Allin apparently thinks he's cool, and like Will Hobbs and some of the girls, like Jade Cargill, said he was really nice, and also yeah, FDR, like I guess those people like him. But yeah, he also does have those people who are not fans of his.
Hmm. I don't know, man. Just with this whole Punk situation, I mean, I know it's been a first time in a while that he's spoken, but it's like, look, why am I surprised? You know what I mean? Why are we surprised?
Yeah, because like if there was any hope of like him coming back and like starting a clean slate with AEW, that like story kind of ruined that. Yeah, because I don't know how he's ever gonna go back to that place again with all those issues and all that heat with everybody.
He's not. I don't see it. I think he's really just done with professional wrestling. Just move on with your life. Do whatever you like doing. It's over. So at least we were able to see that brief moment of him wrestling. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I guess so. But in his defense, if Tony Khan was really trying to make him wrestle without being cleared, that's not cool.
Right. Not just in wrestling, but just in professional sports. Period. You're supposed to get cleared. Imagine like you're a basketball player. I mean, you're always supposed to get physically, checked before you go on a team. Kurt, there were okay. One player from the New York Mets, right? I think he got traded to. I think was one team. He didn't get traded to the team because he wasn't physically cleared. He didn't pass his physical, so he ended up staying with the New York Mets. So why would you have anybody to compete without getting physical cleared?
Yeah, I know it was a short match and everything, but still. And
Still,
also and also in all honesty, I don't even know why they did that match in the first place. That doing that match took a lot away from the match they ended up doing at the pay-per-view.
hmm
Yeah, I don't know why the hell they did that 2 weeks before the show. And also with that Rocky 3 storyline, it could have worked if they did it a little earlier, like if they did that, like 2 months before the all out pay-per-view, but to do it like 2 weeks before, that's not enough time. like I've said before, like Punk does come up with legit gripes and he does have like legit reasons to be upset about certain things, but just his approach and the way he goes about it is what turns people off and like makes people say like,
It's
"Yo,
not.
this dude's a fucking asshole. Shut the fuck up already."
He doesn't really do things like professionally.
Even one of my homegirls, like one I remember she watched a segment of like Rock and Punk when they had that back and forth on Raw like before the Royal Rumble, that like 30-minute segment I think it was.
Yeah.
I was talking to her about it and I asked like, "What do you think of that CM Punk guy?" And she's like, "Honestly, that CM Punk guy complains too much."
From that segment alone.
From that promo, yeah, she's like, "That guy complains too much."
Oh.
I know he was a heel at the time, but like I remember her saying that and then like hearing the things about him I heard about him years later. I'm like, damn, she kind of caught on to that, huh?
Hey, it's another promo that we all look back to that relates to now.
Which one?
The contract signing between Punk and Triple H back in 2011 before Night of Champions.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember. Or
Yeah.
even the one they had before the pay per view, where like Punk's talking about how like he's been held back and how like he was never given a chance. And like in the middle of the promo, Triple H is like, "Oh my god, bro, shut the fuck up already. How many times are you gonna complain about this shit?"
Yeah,
Not in those exact words, but you get my drift.
yeah, yeah. I feel you.
So Jon Moxley was on his wife Renee Paquette's podcast, The Sessions, formerly known as the Oral Sessions, but I guess for whatever reason they had to change the name.
Ah.
And when he was asked about this by Renee Paquette, this is what he had to say. It's fucking annoying. Just because somebody said some stupid shit on social media, that's not news. But it is. And it ends up being a thing. I don't want to get dragged into this dumb shit. I could fucking unload on a lot of fucking people right now. And when I start getting dragged into this shit, it tempts me to do that, but I'm not going to fucking sink to that level. I will say this. I will give you a tidbit of information from my point of view. The entire summer, I was no longer under contract with AEW. No contract, free agent. I was at SummerSlam weekend wrestling Desperado and shit the day of SummerSlam, fucking suplexed him on a bunch of aluminum cans and shit cut in half. It was fucking dope. I could have walked into SummerSlam that night with the AEW fucking belt if I had been so inclined. Nobody knew that because I don't put my shit out there in the world and let everybody know every fucking thing about my business. The night in what's his dicks CM Punk is talking about, Minneapolis, is the night he came back, hopping on one foot after me and Jericho wrestled. Badass match, by the way. We're talking later about stuff. Bear in mind, and this is my point, I basically don't work there. For all intents and purposes, I don't even work here. Tony Khan is not my boss. I don't even have to be in this room. I don't have to do shit. So even me being in this room and offering and agreeing to a storyline that puts you over at the pay-per-view All Out 2022, if anything, I am bending over backwards for Tony and for this dude and for the company because I didn't have to do shit. If anything, I was bending over backwards. So that's it. It's not even controversial. I'm just telling you how it is.
Mm. Well, I read how I think during that time yeah, as you're alluding to, that he was not in contract, and he even said that he could have went to SummerSlam that that week or whatever.
Yeah, I had no idea of any of this shit.
Yeah, me too. We're just now knowing about it though. But hearing that, it to me it just shows you how much of a selfless person he is. He's all about the company, not himself. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
know,
that's why I found it so odd that Punk would say that Moxley didn't want to lose to him when Moxley freaking lost to him at the pay per view, and Moxley like never had that reputation before.
never. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't think Moxie's that type of guy. He just doesn't come off that way.
He's always been a loyal soldier. Yeah, he's always even when he left WWE, he waited till his contract expired. He didn't fuck with them. He didn't do anything he wasn't supposed to do. He didn't burn any bridges. Yeah, he was always professional and did shit the right way.
Right.
Gave them a notice ahead of time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 Let's just say if Moxie were to come back to WWE, do you think that his second run would be better?
I would hope so, but I don't think he would ever go back if Vince McMahon was ever in charge again.
Oh no, 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 no.
Because yeah, his biggest gripes were with Vince's creative ideas,
Yeah.
and that's what I've been alluding to about like Vince's whole run, like how we didn't need to like read the dirt sheets or listen to random people on the internet. You can just tell by watching the show and from like the things that Moxie said and also like Punk said in his rant on the podcast. It basically proved our point.
Really did.
Yeah, so like judging by these comments, yeah, I don't think Moxley wants Punk back.
No, nobody does, and I'm not surprised. So just like I said, move on.
And yeah, man, that interview, Moxley also went on to say that in all the places he's been in, he's never seen such like unnecessary drama and bullshit in his life than he's seen in AEW lately.
Yeah, I was hearing that too. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Just looking back at last year, that was like how I'm not saying AEW just completely fell off. It was just for that brief moment. We all felt this, Kurt. That during that little incident, we kind of just like, what's going on with AEW right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, first Cody left, and then Punk got hurt, and
Hmm.
then Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson also got hurt, so they had a bunch of injuries.
Yep.
Also Thunder Rosa, and then there was
Oh
those
yeah.
stories coming out that Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker don't like each other. Which actually,
Yeah.
speaking of all this, AEW just debuted a new show called AEW All Access last night.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. They actually kind of get into the whole Thunder Rosa stuff. Like a lot of the girls are kind of talking about her and saying how they kind of don't really think she's as hurt as like she's making it out to the scene because she's talking about how she's injured and she's like flying to these other places and like doing appearances and stuff, but yet she
Yeah.
can't come to the AEW shows.
Oh, I feel. Oh, damn. That.
Yeah, they show like they show
Wow.
Britt Baker. They show Britt Baker talking about that like with Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter, and they're all agreeing. They're all like, yeah, saying the same
Damn,
thing.
that's a bit. I wasn't expecting it to be like that. Wow. The last time I heard about Thunder Rosa, she was recording some music.
Yeah, so basically, like, yeah, they get into like the girls talk about that, and
Feel
then
like
also
she's.
it main this first episode is mainly about
Wow.
like Adam Cole, like Adam Cole's like concussion issues, and like him wanting to come
I'm happy
back.
he's back, by the way.
Yeah, he came back last night.
Yeah, so happy. Oh my
Yeah, that
god.
was the perfect lead in. He came back last night, and then Britt Baker came out and gave him a hug afterwards, and then right after that, they debuted the new show, or like the two of them are like the main pieces of it.
Nice, nice.
It's like leading up towards the Full Gear pay per view, and they do interview the Young Bucks, and they talk about how they're coming back from their suspension after what happened at Brawl Out, but they don't get into what happened there. They don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Back to what I was saying. Yeah, the Thunder Rosa injury happens, and then you hear about Eddie Kingston getting into it with Sammy Guevara, and then Sammy Guevara getting into it with Andrade, and then the whole Brawl Out shit happened. Yeah, everything was just a mess throughout most of last year.
Yeah, and for that brief moment, we were kind of like, dude, what is this going to be like the downfall here, or oh no?
But it
But
seems like they're bouncing back from it. It seems like they're
it is,
doing a lot
yeah.
better.
It was just a weird. It was just a very weird moment, transition of power, should I say that happened last year? Because like pretty much during that time when all this was happening, that's when Triple H was in charge.
Yes, and WWE started to gain momentum also with Vince stepping down and Triple H being the head of creative and a lot of new interesting changes and stuff.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I'm sure AEW still isn't perfect. I'm sure there's probably a lot of talent, especially from what I've been hearing lately, that are unhappy there. I can't really blame them considering the lack of TV time probably a lot of them get. But I'm just glad to see they're on a better path now than they were 6 months ago. But the thing is, I think Punk might have said what he said because of the fact that he might be getting cleared soon.
Hmm. I
JR
don't
hopes he
know.
comes back.
Yeah, yeah.
JR was saying on that episode of the podcast about WrestleMania 19 that he hopes he does come back and that would be good financially for the company, which I don't disagree with, but it just seems like he's more trouble than he's worth considering all these issues.
True though. Is it worth it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and hey, he is a needle mover. He is a needle mover. He does make a difference business wise, and he is a great talent. You can't take those things away from him. But
Yeah.
if somebody's like that difficult to work with and it has years of having a reputation of that shit, and he always seems to fall out with everybody everywhere he works and with everybody, then it's clear to see who the common denominator is.
True though, but it's kind of similar to like Ray John Rondo, like early in his career. He was very helpful with any team that he goes to, but I heard that he was pretty difficult in the locker room.
I could see that. Yeah, I've heard that for years. All right, him and Ray Allen fought each other in the locker room once.
God, sheesh.
Yeah, I heard him and Ray Allen. I apparently used to butt heads all the time.
Mm,
Also, when he was in Dallas, he didn't really have a good run there. I heard he had a lot of issues when he was playing there mainly.
wow.
Yeah, it happens sometimes when people are that difficult and that much of a liability. It causes more trouble than does good.
Hmm.
So we don't know what the outcome of the main event at WrestleMania will be this weekend, but from what I'm hearing, Triple H has approved the design of a new championship belt.
Praise the Lord. But okay, okay, okay. Before that, now I know you've seen it. I've seen a bunch of leaked photos of a custom made Cody Rhodes belt. I don't know if that was just like a fan made belt or did the company make that belt. But I am a bit confused because it's like, look, I don't want to see that, if I'm being honest. I just want to see actual normal company traditional wrestling belt. I don't want to see no more custom made belts.
Let the dude have his own belt, bro. He's not hurting nobody.
Bro, it's not that. Just do I just get back to that relevancy, man. Like we've been seeing custom belts like for the longest time ever since the days of John Cena. Like, dude, I want to see a good world championship belt.
Yeah, so apparently he's gonna take the place of the Universal title because Triple H supposedly doesn't like that belt very much. I could see why.
Thank God. Thank God.
And from the stories I'm hearing, they wanted to have two champions after Mania, and also they want to do
Hmm.
another WWE draft after Mania too, which makes perfect sense.
I didn't hear that part though, but
Yeah, because they got a lot of new talent ever since Triple H took over. So like now he can, and this will be like the first draft under his watch. So it'll be definitely be interesting to see where everybody ends up and what comes from it. And I think after WrestleMania is the right time
oh,
to do the draft, not like freaking in the middle of October.
oh, thank God, no. Oof. But back to the belt story. Like, yeah, I was really relieved when I heard Triple H himself said that, hey, like I don't like the Universal title. I understand Vince's reasoning behind doing it because he was kind of like we're in a new era. He kind of just wanted to like do something new, but at the same time, it didn't work out well. Like the belt was just it was just not a good belt. We all know the story.
From the first night that belt debuted, that night at SummerSlam, Finn Balor and Seth
Yeah,
Rollins match. For one, Finn Balor, even
yeah,
though he won, he got hurt during the match, so we had to forfeit it the next day. And two, the
yeah.
crowd spent a majority of that match shitting on how ugly the belt was.
You blame him? I didn't like it either.
I remember Seth Rollins got pissed off and like went on Twitter afterwards calling out the audience for ruining the match. And I say to myself, like, bro, I understand being upset. I get that. But I have to be honest, that is not a good looking belt. That is not a
It's
belt I
not.
would want to
That
wear.
is not a that's not a belt I would be proud of wearing. But
Yeah, I had to be
anyway,
honest. Like, I get his frustration, but like, bro, I'm sorry, that is not a good looking belt at all.
it's not. Where's the creativity to it, man? Like, look,
Look like a fucking fruit roll up.
yeah. But look, man, I miss that creativity to belts. Like, I hope they change the tag team belts. I've said that in our last episode. I even said it on our Twitter page. I miss the time when belts had that creativity. Each belt was different. Dude, the AEW belts look 10 times better than the belts they have now, man.
I think with the exception of the U.S. title and the women's titles, all the belts in the company need a makeover,
They do.
especially the Intercontinental title.
Come on, man. Like, I want the whatever design they're gonna do with this belt. Like, just make it something that, like, when I see that belt, that's something like I want to fight for that. I will be proud to wear that. You know what I mean?
I hear you, man. And unfortunately, we will not be seeing Pat McAfee in WWE for a while, as it was just
Oh yeah.
reported that It's gonna be Wade Barrett and Michael Cole as the permanent announce team for SmackDown, and Pat McAfee, since he has other outside projects and other things on his plate, will not be coming back for the foreseeable
Yeah,
future.
that sucks, man.
Yeah, he has a baby on the way, and apparently Brett
Yeah.
Favre is suing him.
What?
Yeah, over that whole shit that came out about Brett Favre a few months ago. I was in Israel when this was all happening, but like Brett
Oh,
Favre
about
apparently
the.
was ripping people off or something in Mississippi.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh,
I think maybe Pat McAfee might have said things about him on his show, and Brett Favre, maybe I guess, is suing him over it.
oh yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, so it's gonna suck not to have him around for a while, but maybe he'll come up,
It
maybe
is,
he'll pop
man.
up every now and then for a cameo. Like maybe he'll, who knows, maybe we might see him in Mania, possibly.
Hopefully, yeah. Just for that one night, I guess. But yeah.
But one person I know for sure we won't be seeing at WrestleMania is Goldberg, as he is officially, as of now, not under contract with WWE and as a free agent.
Well, I don't know. I'm not saying it's his fault. I mean, this is the company's fault. They were throwing him in these matches, especially putting a Universal title on him a few years ago. That was my god. Like, ugh.
Yeah, that was whack.
I
I
mean,
mean, like up until the WrestleMania with Brock, it was fine. With the exception of him winning the
yeah,
title, everything they did with him up until the match with Brock and Mania was fine. Like, and if he had just retired
yeah.
right after that, perfect, perfect ending.
Hmm.
But then he did that match with Undertaker. He had the freaking match with the Fiend, and then the freaking Braun Strowman match at WrestleMania in front of no people. Yeah, and then the match with Lashley at SummerSlam. Although they had a better match at Crown Jewel a few months later, but still.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, but Tony Khan did say he has a big announcement this coming Wednesday on Dynamite, so who knows if that might be Goldberg.
Good lord. Imagine
I mean, they have Jeff
if it
Jarrett
happens.
there.
Hey, hey. If it happens, and it is what it is, you know what I mean. But hey,
We can see the Goldberg Jeff Jarrett match that we didn't get to see in WCW in 2000. All right, but the main reason why we're here to talk this week is because this coming Saturday and Sunday we have WrestleMania 39, aka WrestleMania Goes Hollywood Part 2.
yes. And Kurt, oh man, I'm kind of. I hope this goes good because most sequels in Hollywood don't turn out to be well, though. I mean, except for the sequels that I like, though, like Aliens and what's another sequel that I like? Star
Term-
Wars,
Terminator 2.
Terminator 2. Yeah,
I know you love Rush Hour 2.
hell yeah, Rush Hour 2. Trying to
Dark
think, what's another
Knight.
good sequel that I like? Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
Top Gun Maverick was dope.
Yes, got a lot of nominations for Academy. Um, I was surprised how many nominations that movie got. By the way,
Yeah, it was really good, bro. I liked it a lot more than the first one.
yeah, yes, deep storytelling in this one. But yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm confident that this sequel, Kurt, will be good.
Great. I can't believe the last time WrestleMania was in LA was the year I graduated high school.
Good lord,
Yeah, 2005.
sheesh. I'm just so
Yeah, I
I'm
remember it
just
like it was yesterday, bro.
I can't wait to see the stage. What they're gonna like by the looks of it, by the looks of it, and this was my suggestion. This is what I've been reading from others. Okay, from the first one, when I first saw it, clips of it, I was like, okay, it kind of looks like a theater. But you know how you go to theater, Kurt, and you see movie posters on the
Yeah.
theater. That's where I was kind of like, I think they're gonna do that. I think, but then I was hearing that the stage looks like a Academy Awards stage or something like that. I was like, I was like, okay, because I saw steps, so I was like, okay, but I can't wait though. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to do our prediction show.
And yes, we do have a loaded card to say the very least. And looking at a card like this, it makes me really thankful that it's divided into two nights now.
Yeah, and you know it's funny because When Nick Khan was on First Take getting interviewed by Stephen A. Smith, even Stephen A. even asked him like, "How come you guys are doing it 2 nights?" And I mean, you can't blame him. Stephen A. He doesn't keep up with wrestling a lot. That's like a very journalistic question to ask. You know what I mean? So I mean, Nick Khan pretty much easily provided that answer. So I mean, yeah, I am so happy that they are going 2 nights. So yeah, I can't be there for 6 hours. Jesus.
I had to be there for 7 hours in 2017, 33.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a long ass fucking day, bro. I love
Mm.
wrestling as much as the next person, but yo, that shit was a lot. Shit was,
I
and that
know.
show wasn't even, and that show wasn't even the greatest either. There were some good parts of it, but overall, as a
Yeah.
WrestleMania, not cracking my top 10.
I couldn't. After we give our predictions, I have some very important WrestleMania questions for you though, if you don't mind. But
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking
yeah,
about those a lot, like watching like some of the past WrestleManias, like like the best WrestleMania heel turn, the best WrestleMania babyface turn.
yeah.
We will be having WrestleMania Saturday and Sunday from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, and finally, after 32 years, WrestleMania will finally take place in a stadium in that city.
Yes.
And opening night one, we have Austin Theory defending the United States title against John Cena.
Woof. It's a tough one because at first I was like, yeah, John Cena's gonna win, but I was like, man, what if Austin Theory wins? Is this a chance to Austin Theory to prove himself? To really, is he that this type of person that he could take seriously moving on? That's why. But I have John Cena winning.
Wow, bro, you can't be serious. You have John Cena winning. I can't believe you said that. I really can't believe you said that.
Kurt, it's just an opinion. Come on, man. This is why we're doing this show.
I get it, but I'm just very surprised. I'm just very surprised. You have to
You're
give me
picking Austin Theory.
after the way that promo went between Cena and Theory on Raw a few weeks ago, and considering the fact that John Cena could barely even be at Mania this year. Yeah, he only did that one TV appearance, and that was almost a month ago.
Right.
You think he's gonna win a championship at WrestleMania and be on TV for like another month, considering he barely even had time for this Mania, for the build or any of it?
Oh,
And
Kurt.
also, this match is going on first. Bro, this match is going on first. Why do you think this match is going on first? Cena probably has another project to work on right after, so he has to
Oh,
leave
Kurt. I
as
already
soon as it's
know if
over.
he were to win, I already know he's not going to be on the road to defending the title. He may just vacate it the next day.
That would be the dumbest shit ever. Well, maybe not ever, but it would be pretty dumb.
Right.
But bro, once they announced last week that this was gonna be the opening match, I'm like, definitely Cena probably has to go do a movie project or something right after, so that's why they're making it go on early. So with that considered, and also consider that Cena's not full time, and Cena's even said that he can barely even wrestle these days at the same level, even close to it. I'm like, bro, there's no way he's winning. It's not gonna happen.
Mm.
Austin Theory retains.
All right.
See, and I honestly think this might be one of Cena's last WrestleManias, or maybe his last WrestleMania.
Oh, I agree. He has other ventures. Just he's getting older and he's just got other things going on right now, especially in the Hollywood scene.
Yes, and also his very first WrestleMania, he was in the opening match for the United States title. And also, the last time WrestleMania was in LA, he won the WWE title for the first time. So I feel like it's coming all full circle, where he's opening this show and challenging for the US title, and he's going to lose. Yeah, I think this is probably the most predictable outcome out of any of the matches on the card, besides another match we'll get into in a few.
Okay.
So you have Cena winning, and I have Austin Theory retaining.
Okay.
I mean, stranger things have happened before, but I just cannot see that happening. That would be freaking the weirdest shit in the history of weirdest shit.
Imagine if that did happen. I'm just, what the hell are you gonna do? What does it say?
I mean, I'm
If
not gonna throw a fit about it.
I know you're, I know you're not gonna throw, you're not gonna throw a fit like back in '94 when the Knicks lost to the Rockets. I know that, but I'm just saying, what is going to be your reaction though if that were to happen?
I'll be like, okay, next match, please.
That's it. Oh man.
I'll be like, fine, but I'm like,
But it won't be a good. Hey, 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 hey. But I mean, Come on, let's not fool ourselves. It would be a good match though. It
Oh, it's
will
gonna
be.
be a good match, no doubt about it. But I just after that promo that Cena cut on him a month ago, if they go into WrestleMania with Cena not even being full time anymore, and Cena just beats him for the belt, that's not a good look, bro. And they've done a good job in building up Theory the last few months, like ever since he failed to cash in the Money in the Bank and all that, and we all thought he was screwed, or some people thought he was screwed. And ever since then, like he's really built himself back up nicely. And even that Elimination Chamber win at the pay per view last month, it would be a huge letdown to do all that work to build him back up and to come all the way to WrestleMania to lose to Cena when Cena's not even full time anymore.
Mm, gotcha.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't see that shit happening. But like I said, stranger things have happened before,
True.
like the Chargers making the playoffs. So next match, we have Seth Rollins against Logan Paul.
The Chargers were in the playoffs, you fool.
I'm saying stranger things have happened, like them getting into the playoffs is kind of like a miracle or like a reminder of maybe good things can happen, even if they are unexpected and very, very unlikely.
Well, they have a better chance of making it farther than your Knicks. Your Knicks hadn't even went to the finals since
Well, they're in the
'99.
playoffs right now, buddy.
You'll see. Yeah, I have. Don't get me wrong. I am happy for you guys, but my God, if you guys play against Cleveland, Jesus. Even Stephen A. was even losing his hair talking about if they play against Cleveland in the first round. My God, have mercy
Stephen A.
on your
loses his
soul.
hair just when he wakes up every morning.
What the what? Let's go.
They should do Stephen A. against Max Kellerman in a hair versus hair match, and the winner gets back first take and gets 100% control over it, and the loser gets his head shaved.
Hey, I like the whole control over first take. That's high stakes right there.
Yeah, very high stakes. Could be a ladder match.
What the
Ma-
contract?
yeah, the contract, and
Oh,
Molly could be the guest ring announcer.
oh my goodness.
Book that
Right,
shit.
let's go. Okay, let's
Or
keep
happy
moving
birthday to
on.
Molly Karam tomorrow. She has the same birthday as me.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Oh, that's dope.
only she's exactly 1 year older than me.
Oh,
All right, so back to our predictions. We have Seth freaking Rollins against Logan Paul, who apparently his contract is up after WrestleMania.
ooh.
Logan Paul's.
Oh, for real? I didn't know that.
That just came out a couple days ago.
Oh, okay. Seth Rollins is winning. So what I've noticed in a storyline, and I love the storyline. I love it. I absolutely do. It's one of the matches I'm looking forward to. I believe this will be a very good match. I believe could be the best match of night one, possibly. Could be. But Rollins is winning this match because Logan Paul has been getting the last laugh in every segment they have been in. Logan Paul has been getting the last laugh. He's been getting the knockout punch. It will not happen at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins is going to win.
Yeah, and I have to say, they did a much better job making Logan Paul a bad guy. He's
Yeah.
definitely more comfortable and more believable in that role.
Thank you.
And he's a very easy person to not like.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I think it will be a great match. Probably one of the show stealers of night one. But I think
Yeah.
Seth Rollins is going to curb stomp his ass into the mat, lay his ass out, and get the win.
Yep.
But he's had some great Mania moments now that I look back at
Of
it.
course. Of course.
Obviously the cash in at 31.
Yeah.
Even the match he had with Orton earlier on that show was dope too.
Yeah.
With that RKO, that great ass RKO
Yeah.
that it did at the end,
Mhm. Yeah. Him winning the Intercontinental title at 34.
and then him winning the Universal title from Lesnar the next year.
Yep.
He had a great match with Cody last year. The match with Cesaro the year
Hmm.
before was also good.
Yeah.
Out of all the Shield members, he's shined the most at WrestleMania.
True. As far as like match quality and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure,
Hmm.
definitely, hands down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we have Seth Rollins beating Logan Paul. Should be a fun match. And in the six-woman tag, we have Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch taking on Damage Control of Bailey, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai from Cobra Kai. She should be in the next season, bro. I'm telling you, that's like a marketing gold mine.
Oh man, you know what?
She could be Stingray's girlfriend.
I've been hearing some rumors about Trish Stratus may turn heel.
Yeah, I've been hearing that too. They were saying
Yeah,
that they're gonna do a match between Trish and Becky at SummerSlam.
yeah. I think Damage Control should win this because I felt like they've lost some momentum since they came back last summer, and I think they need to win this match to gain that momentum again.
Yeah, they have been losing a lot the last few months, and yeah, this would be good for them to beat two Hall of Famers and one of the biggest stars in the company right now, female wise,
Yeah,
or no, actually just in general.
yeah,
So yeah, that would it would definitely benefit them a lot more to win because Trish and Lita have already Hall of Famers. They've already made it. They're barely even wrestle anymore as of now, anyway. And Becky's one of the biggest stars in the company, and she's already main evented WrestleMania and been the women's champion multiple times. So
yeah.
a loss at WrestleMania under these circumstances won't hurt them.
No,
So I think Damage Control wins. I don't know if Trish turns heel here, or maybe they start planting the seeds for it. But regardless,
I think this would be the perfect place and opportunity to do it. I mean, she did it before at WrestleMania 20.
and it's funny, she told a story recently that she didn't find out they were doing that until that day.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she thought she was under the impression that initially they were going to have her and Jericho stay together,
Uh huh.
but then the day of the show they changed it to Christian.
Oh wow. Okay.
But it was great that night it happened, but the thing is it didn't really last very long because Christian got hurt like not too long afterwards.
Yeah, though, but Trish remained heel throughout the whole year, so
I know,
she
I'm
did a
just saying
really
the
good
dynamic
job.
with Christian.
Yeah, she really did a good job with it. So yeah,
Yeah, she was a much better heel that time around. Although she was still good in 2000, that run in '04, early '05 was definitely one some of her best work.
yeah.
I got to watch that Trish and Lita episode of the Rivalry Show.
Oh yeah.
They did an episode of Triple H and Batista also.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
And this men's showcase fatal four-way tag team match. Not sure why they're calling it that, but
you think it's worth having that match?
it's a way to get them all on the show, so it's cool. I get it.
Yeah. I, okay.
But
Yeah.
I just think it needs to be for a prize. I think they need like to put like a stipulation where like the winner gets a shot at the tag titles at the next pay per view.
That's what I thought it was. That's what I thought it was
As
at
of now,
first.
that stipulation isn't on the table, but they could always add it. But in any event,
Oh,
we have Braun Strowman and Ricochet, the Street Profits, Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders.
there's no way in the world Alpha Academy is winning because I heard they were gonna have what's his name gonna make him more of a serious character.
Chad Gable,
Yes.
or maybe Otis can turn on Chad Gable, circum Rick Martello, Tito Santana at WrestleMania 5 and turn into the model because he's, you know how like Otis has been spending time with those like the model people or whatever the fuck their name is.
That's what I'm saying. Chad Gable will turn on him, not
But
Otis.
they're showing Otis more attention than Chad Gable, so maybe Otis might start to be feeling
That's right.
himself,
So
and then he might turn on Chad Gable, become a model. Otis could become like a model, like a plus size model, be like like an example for like plus size guys everywhere that they could still look good even at that size. He could
getting
have
the
like mad
girls.
swag, get mad
Yeah.
girls. Manny Rose might want his ass back. You never know.
Yeah.
He'll be like the male version of Lizzo in a sense.
Hmm.
Body positivity, shit.
Oh my gosh.
All right, enough talking shit. Who do you have winning this match?
um.
Could be the new Biggie.
Stop. The Street Profits, Kurt.
Yeah, I think they should win too. I hope they do.
Yeah.
I really hope they do.
Especially how impressive I've been with Montez Ford. I just really can't wait to see him really just pop off as a singles. When he goes singles, that's where I'm like, yes, yes.
I think him and Bianca Belair will both turn heel sometime this year and become like a power couple.
Okay.
They could be the WWE version of Phil and Vivian Banks,
Oh my gosh.
with more of an arrogance.
Huh. The only difference is Montez Ford is not a lawyer, not a judge. I'm sorry.
You don't know that? Maybe he went to college for that shit and never told nobody.
Huh.
All right, anyway, enough talking shit. So yeah, the Street Profits win, and For the first time ever, a father versus I'm sorry, no, for the second time ever, a
Oh,
father versus
yeah.
a
I was about to
son
say. I
at
was.
WrestleMania. How could I forget?
Yeah, yeah. And guess what? And that series between father and son will be tied because yes, Rey Mysterio will face Dominic Mysterio, and yeah, Rey Mysterio is going to win this match.
I don't think so. I think Dominic wins.
What? The disrespect that I've been seeing from that fool, Dominic Mysterio, what he's been to his own father and to his own family. I'll be low key pissed if Dominic won
Well, get ready to be pissed because I think he's
on
gonna
a
win.
night that Rey Mysterio is getting inducted into the Hall of
He's
Fame.
getting inducted the night before. He's not getting inducted on that night.
I mean, that weekend, you know what I'm talking about.
Ric Flair lost in his Hall of Fame weekend. We saw how that turned out.
So we all knew he was retiring. Come on, now we all saw that coming.
And you know what I see coming? Dominic beating his father.
Oh Lord, no, Jesus.
He's probably gonna cheat or something, but it's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen.
Judgment Day is gonna have a half good night. Okay.
I don't see Ray going into WrestleMania going against his son and beating him from his perspective.
Okay.
So I have Dominic winning. I think Dominic's gonna win, and he's gonna really start to become an even bigger deal after WrestleMania.
Okay.
I think he's gonna be one of the shining stars to come out of this show. In all honesty,
Huh.
and I'll probably get the most heat out of both nights. I think too. Watch him mock Rey Mysterio and come out to Eddie Guerrero's lowrider.
Dude, if that happens, I never thought about that.
I saw somebody say that today, like in some post, and I'm like, oh shit, that would be fucking crazy if he did that.
It would be.
I could see it happening too. I could definitely see it happening. And also, the last time WrestleMania was in LA was the last WrestleMania Eddie Guerrero appeared in.
Yeah, and he faced Rey Mysterio.
That too. That also.
Yeah,
Good match also.
yeah.
Also a good opening WrestleMania match.
Very. I was watching WrestleMania 21 right now as you speak.
I was watching it on Tuesday.
Uh-huh. Since we're all going to Hollywood, I gotta go back. So yeah.
I was watching the Triangle Ladder match from WrestleMania 2000 actually before we got on,
Oh, nice.
turning that WrestleMania right off afterwards.
I still can't believe they edited out Ice Cube's, no, not Ice Cube, Ice T's performance though, man.
They did that. They edited out Salt and Pepper's performance from WrestleMania 11 and also Insane Clown Posse's performance from SummerSlam 98.
Oh boy.
But I will say, the Rey and Dominic Mysterio has been one of my favorite storylines going into this show.
True, true. I agree.
From a build that started all the way back at Clash of the Castle when Dominic turned on him, and then Rey having to move to SmackDown because he couldn't be close to his son anymore, and then that shit on Thanksgiving when Dominic and Rhea came to the house and beat him up because he had Christmas decorations up before Thanksgiving.
Jesus. I thought Dominic was going to turn on Ray at a SummerSlam.
I thought so too, but then like once they stretched it out a little longer, I'm like, okay, Clash of the Castle is happening for sure, and
Yeah,
I was right.
yeah.
Yeah, and then when Dominic got arrested on New Year, on Christmas, I think it was, or New Year's, yeah, Dominic got arrested. Then he started doing the ex-con Dom gimmick, which has been funny as fuck.
Good Lord. He ain't bought those locals forever. Until I see him in a lowrider, as you said, Kurt, then all right. I was like, okay.
Yo, you better hope he doesn't hear this shit, bro, or else your ass is gonna get got.
I already told you. He ain't bought those locals forever. He doesn't know nothing about that. He's probably too young to know.
All right, so I do have Dominic winning, but it has been a great story the way they've been building it up, especially these last few weeks when Dominic's been taunting Ray and like trying to bait him into fighting him, but Ray refuses. And then that segment that they had on Friday was amazing when Ray finally stood up to him and accepted the challenge, and we're finally gonna get it.
Finally, man. So get that payoff that we needed. So we'll see what happens. Since you mentioned it now, I'm really am like, damn, he should pull it off. The whole lowrider thing. Now I'm thinking about it more. Yeah.
We'll see. All right, but let's move on with the card. And another match that's had a very great build going back almost the last 6, 7 months or so We have for the tag team titles, the Usos defending against Sami Zayn and Kevin
And
Owens in the biggest tag team title match in WrestleMania since TLC 2 from WrestleMania
yeah,
17.
oh yeah, and in my humble opinion, this match should go on last. This will be the first time that a tag team match would be in the main event.
Since WrestleMania 1, but the first time the tag team titles have ever main evented
Yeah, been on the
WrestleMania.
line. Yeah. Oh my god, I love the storyline, and it's been, oof, it's words can't describe it. It's really it's like a Hollywood film happening in front of us. So we're finally gonna get that curtain call on Saturday.
I'd like to see that match headline as well because I feel like this has been like a one of the more compelling storylines of the year, hands down.
Yeah,
And it'd be nice to see Kevin Owens main event 2 straight WrestleManias and also Sami Zayn main event his first one. And hell, even the
yeah.
Usos, bro, it was like a running joke for years that the Usos would only be on the pre-show at WrestleMania. They didn't wrestle on the main show at WrestleMania until WrestleMania 34.
Jeez.
The disrespect, bro. Yeah, the disrespect.
And
And
the number of times they have held that title, held those titles, man. Come
I don't
on.
even bother keeping count anymore. But yeah, to see
Yeah,
them
I
go
lost count.
to see them go from that to being in one of the best storylines of the last year that should possibly main event one of the nights of WrestleMania is saying a lot, bro. Those dudes came a long way.
Yeah,
I'm very happy for them.
yeah, me too. Yeah, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are gonna win this match.
I think they should. I think it's time for the Usos to drop those belts. No better place to drop it and no better team to drop it to than Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. And that shit is happening. It's gonna be a great moment. And just considering that, damn, that shit should definitely close out the first night. Fuck.
Yep.
But I get it. The winner of the Royal Rumble should be in the main event of one of the nights of WrestleMania, so I'm not going to argue that point. But realistically, this has had the better story overall. Not even close.
True though. I mean, I know what you're saying about that, but not every Royal Rumble winner has main evented
They haven't, but
WrestleMania.
majority of the time they should.
Yeah,
This year there is a case for it not to happen, but and many other cases there have been as well. But I get it. I understand. I'm not gonna get mad at it. So, with that being said, more than likely, the main event of night one of WrestleMania will be Charlotte Flair defending the SmackDown Women's title against Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley's gonna win. She's gonna get that revenge from 3 years ago. I just, like I said, I mean, this is one of those matches where I didn't see a whole lot as far as storyline. I mean, yes, something happened the week prior, but still,
They had that brawl on SmackDown a few weeks ago that was very good, but other than that, they haven't had much of
yeah,
this build at all. Has a good backstory with what happened in
yeah,
WrestleMania 3 years ago when Charlotte beat her and all that, and
yeah.
you know
Oh
how she
yeah,
hasn't
that's the one thing that I like
how
about
she
it.
hasn't been the same since. And hell, also that match at Money in the Bank 2 years ago.
Yeah,
That was a good match, but then Charlotte ended up winning, and then Rhea kind of like was in a flux for a while up until she joined Judgment Day. So yeah, this match is a long time coming, and they're finally gonna get to have it at WrestleMania under the right circumstances because obviously last time they did it there were no fans,
yep.
and these two work very well together. Even that match at WrestleMania in front of no fans was a great match. Also, that match of Money in the Bank was fantastic, and I'm expecting nothing less this time around.
Mm,
But the one thing I am expecting this time around that we didn't get the last two is a different outcome, which means I think Rhea Ripley will be winning the SmackDown Women's title.
same here. Same here.
It'll be a great moment and it'll be a nice payoff, especially considering that fans have kind of been harassing her at the airports a lot recently.
Uh,
Yeah, that video that went viral a few days ago of her at the airport. She's like, you could tell she's like super tired. She has like these big ass bags over her eyes, and like all these people are like standing there for her to sign shit. It's like it's like probably like late at night, early in the morning, and it's like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Let this girl have some peace and quiet.
I know that goes for anybody. Like she said herself, like, dude, we're normal people just like everybody else. You know what I mean? We're just under like a different spotlight. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. You just there's a time and a place, Kurt. That's it.
Yeah, autograph signing like WrestleMania access or like the at the arena at the show or some shit like that. Cool, but don't harass them at the airport and fucking follow them to their car. Follow them while they're trying to find their Uber to try to get an autograph. And in most cases, these motherfuckers who do that are the people who are just gonna turn around and sell it on eBay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, bro. That's the shit that CM Punk was talking about in the pipe bomb.
Right.
Yeah, these motherfuckers have no fucking common sense or social skills whatsoever. Fucking losers, punk ass bitches, chumps, jefes. Oh shit. Anyway, all right, but yes, in any event, yeah, that shit. Just seeing that shit was just mad whack, and she even put up a tweet about it a few weeks ago, complaining about how it's getting ridiculous and getting out of hand. And there was even a video a few weeks ago of like Rey Mysterio like saying no to someone like who came to him to sign like 50 different pictures.
Really?
Yeah, the dude literally came up to him to try to get him to sign like 50 different photos. So when they do shit like that, it's obvious they're just trying to get them to sign it so they can go sell it.
Right.
Ah man, it's ridiculousness. All right, but anyway, back to the match. So yes, I think Rhea will beat Charlotte finally, get that win over her that she hasn't had yet, and be established as one of the main top girls in the company. This will like really be a coming out party for her. I feel like this will be kind of like what Triple H did for Batista. This will be that for Rhea with Charlotte.
Oh, I feel you.
Yeah, I think Rhea's going to become an even bigger star after WrestleMania, also along with Dominik.
Oh yeah. I feel like the three. I think that too. We also got to add Austin Theory. I think he will be. He's going to really excel after this night.
All right, anyway, but yes, we have Charlotte winning. I'm sorry, we have Rhea winning the SmackDown Women's title. So that's a wrap for night one. So let's get on to night two. And the biggest Intercontinental title match in WrestleMania since the WrestleMania 10 ladder match, in my opinion. We have the triple threat between Gunther defending the title against Sheamus and Drew McIntyre.
This is another match I've been looking forward to, but this is probably, in my opinion, it's possibly this could be the best match of the night.
It's definitely one of the ones I'm looking forward to most. Top five.
Yeah, it could be possibly one of the best triple threat matches. We've seen some good triple threat matches in the history of WrestleMania. It's possible it could happen.
We've also seen some great Intercontinental title matches at WrestleMania, but it has been years since we've seen like a real classic one.
I know.
The one 4 years ago between Rollins, Finn Balor, and Miz was very good, but
Yeah,
I think this one is going to top that one.
yeah, I agree. I've been hearing about you. Sheamus needs to have his moment. I think Sheamus will win.
Yeah, I think so too. I hope it does happen because that's the one title in the company that Sheamus has not won.
Yeah.
And think of everything he's done. He's been WWE champion, World Heavyweight champion, Tag Team champion, United States champion, King of the Ring, Royal Rumble winner, Money in the Bank winner. He's checked off a lot of boxes, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's going to check this one off come WrestleMania.
I feel you.
And Gunther doesn't really need the title after Mania. I think after Mania, he's going to be a contender for the WWE title.
Yeah.
Moving on, another match we have on night two will be Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor inside Hell in a Cell, the original Hell in a Cell.
Yes, and ladies and gentlemen, yes, as Kurt was alluding to, the red Hell in a Cell has been officially been retired because there's been leaked photos of the original classic Hell in a Cell color, silver as it always should have been. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and yes, I will be seeing my very first Hell in a Cell match in person. I think Edge is going to win. Edge is, it's quite possible will be his last WrestleMania. I think Edge will win.
I'm going to have to disagree. I think Finn Balor is going to take it because,
Demon Finn Balor.
for one, he's coming back as the Demon. For two, I think the Demon
Damn
needs
it.
to redeem himself ever since that match with Roman Reigns a year and a half ago. You remember that Extreme Rules match, right?
Yeah, kind of a little bit bad ending. Yeah.
Yeah, the Demon character hasn't been seen since. That was like a bad, bad look in every way possible. But in any event, I feel like since Finn Balor took the Judgment Day group from Edge, and the fact that this has been building so long, and that Finn Balor's the younger guy, and Edge is pretty much like about to retire soon, which is why I do think this is going to be his last WrestleMania. I think
Hmm.
he goes out of his last WrestleMania with a loss, and Finn Balor gets the win.
Okay.
But it'll be a great match, though. Regardless, it'll be a great
Oh
match.
yeah, 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 yeah. Hmm.
All right, so moving on, we have the women's WrestleMania Showcase Fatal Four Way Tag Match featuring Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Natalia and Shotzi, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, and Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville.
I'm such a big fan of Raquel Rodriguez. I want her to succeed. I want Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to win.
It could happen, but I feel like
What, Ronda and Shayna Baszler?
possibly, yeah, I could see that.
Oh,
It's so crazy to see where Ronda is now compared to where she was a year ago.
yeah.
And did you get that message that I sent you a couple days ago, but where like Ronda in an Instagram post was basically calling out like the WWE creative team for like what they did with the feud between her and Liv Morgan?
Oh no.
Yeah, she put up an Instagram post a few days ago, basically, showing a video of her backstage at SmackDown one night, and also in the post it says that imagine how much better basically her feud with Liv Morgan could have been had like the creative team given them more time and more attention. And there was even this story that
Mhm.
came out that they wanted to do a thumbtack spot in the Extreme Rules match, but so they were told they couldn't do it.
It's crazy. I don't know. I'm still high on Raquel and Liv Morgan.
But what do you think of Ronda saying that shit though, and also considering where she is now compared to a year ago?
I mean, it doesn't change the fact. I remember when she came back. I mean, there just wasn't. She could talk about all she wants creativity though, but like remember what lately she hasn't really brought anything to the table in the ring. So it's kind of like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This whole run of last year wasn't. I didn't really enjoy that much, other than her match with
Oh,
Charlotte at WrestleMania Backlash. What the fuck am I calling it that? But yeah, other than that match, I haven't really been feeling much of it. I'm not saying that she's
no,
not.
I haven't either,
I'm
man.
not saying that she's not trying and whatnot, but it's just I guess the way they brought her back from the very beginning. I guess it was just doomed from that point on.
Yeah.
But I still think they're gonna win this match regardless, and I think they do need to put a stipulation on this. I thought they were going to do Becky against Ronda at WrestleMania this year for sure. And all of a sudden, look at it. Look at them now. Both of them are in separate tag team matches that don't even have a stipulation.
Yeah.
Like 4 months ago, I would have never guessed that it would be Becky and Ronda in two random tag team matches as opposed to going against each other like in a
Hmm.
marquee match.
Yeah, but Becky's kind of like tag team match is a little bit better compared to Ronda's, though.
It is a little bigger, but still, it's kind of like, yo, it's like this isn't what you thought both of them would be doing at Mania, but I
Right.
guess it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, for the Raw Women's Championship, we have Bianca Belair defending the title that she's going to be in possession of for exactly 1 year as of Sunday against Asuka. And I have to say, I hate to say it, one of the worst build matches for Mania this year.
Uh, I don't. I just. I don't know what we're saying sometimes though. But uh, I feel like all things have to come to an end, and I think Oscar's gonna win.
Yes, I could see Asuka winning as well. I do think she'll finally get that marquee WrestleMania win. It's funny, I don't think she's ever won at WrestleMania now that I think about it. She lost to Charlotte at 34. She was in the Battle Royal at 35 and didn't win. Her and Kyrie Zane lost to Alexa and Nikki Cross at the pandemic one, and then she lost to Rhea Ripley 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's time for her to get a WrestleMania win, and I think she does that by putting an end to Bianca's title reign. And I think that's going to really set Asuka up, and I think that's going to be the slow start for a heel turn for Bianca.
Mm,
I think she's like starting to run out of opponents as far as like being a babyface. So I feel like now it might be time to switch it up.
I feel you.
Yeah. So Asuka wins the Raw Women's title, and moving on, In a match, honestly, a lot of us aren't very excited for, but we hope we're surprised by. We have Brock Lesnar versus Omos.
Oof. I've been hearing Lesnar is going to be done after this. They need to really got to push Omos to be this threat. I think Omos is going to win, but I feel like Bobby Lashley is going to interfere, and that's going to put in the Hurt Business back together.
That could happen, but yes, if this is going to be Brock's last match, then I think he does lose to Omos. And it's funny,
Yeah.
Brock has barely won since Triple H took over, or even before that, really, honestly.
Yeah.
But I would say, especially ever since
Uh,
Triple H took over creative, he's kind of like not really won that much.
True. The dude's been dominating left and right for like during his second run. So I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Brock doesn't like the direction with Triple H compared to when Vince was around, or maybe he's just like ready to hang it up, or maybe he's just physically done. But
probably,
regardless of the reason
probably,
why, or if he is done, if he is, I think he loses, and I will stick by that. For some reason, I think Omos is gonna win. I don't know why, but
yeah.
and in the main events, in my opinion, the biggest main event in WrestleMania since The Rock and Cena from WrestleMania 28. We have Roman Reigns defending the Universal Undisputed WWE Championship against the Royal Rumble winner, Cody Rhodes.
This match has been so personal, relating to Cody Rhodes' father, and about Roman was that son that he never had. That's kind of like that's cutting it deep, man. Um, Cody needs to do this not just for himself, but also for his family. I believe that Roman's going to lose, and he's going to take some time off until SummerSlam.
And considering the momentum Cody's had ever since the injury from last year, and then coming back to win the
Yeah,
Royal Rumble, and this build for this match
yeah.
with Roman, and even ending the undefeated streak of Solo Sikoa this past Monday, with all that momentum, and considering Roman's been the champion for over 2 years and has beaten everybody, I feel like with all those factors added up, it is time for a new champion to be crowned. And that new champion will be Cody Rhodes this coming Sunday. And I think it's finally going to happen. It's going to happen.
My coworker for a while has been saying that he thinks Roman's going to win because they want to push the get that record up to 1,000 days.
No,
And I was telling him no, but it's like you know how much longer that he has to be champion.
yeah, that's the thing.
And
I,
it's also another thing you got to think about. And I told him this: if you're not going to have Cody to beat Roman, who else is going to beat him? There's nobody else out there.
I could see them doing that, to break that 1,000 day record, but I feel like now is the time. I thought it was gonna happen in WrestleMania 2 years ago in the triple threat with Edge and Daniel Bryan.
Oh my god, yeah. You, I was that was probably one of the most surprising decisions that I've seen at a WrestleMania because I was not expecting Roman to win that match. If I'm being
Yeah,
straight up with
I really thought Edge had it, but then when it turned out that way, I'm like, fuck, this dude actually retained. Like after
you.
that
Yeah.
match, I'm like, yo, I think he's gonna be the champion for a while.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, I told him like, dude, they experimented with like a lot of people for a while now, like Kevin Owens. He
Sami
said he
Zayn.
mentioned Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, and I told him I was like, dude, they already experimented with that. Why would they go back to that? If you're gonna put the championship on those people, they should have did it then and there. Don't like you bring in somebody with momentum and then you're gonna have them lose, but yet you're gonna turn to somebody else and have them win it. No, you don't do that. You don't do that. That no.
Yeah, and I also thought he was gonna lose to Drew at Clash of the Castle. I thought there was a good chance it was gonna happen
Yeah,
there.
Drew McIntyre. That's another guy. Yeah, I mean, no, there's. I'm sorry, there's nobody else.
Yeah, and when Drew didn't win under those circumstances, like being in his home continent and that stadium show, and with like Roman having that long of a title reign, you thought it was like finally gonna happen there. And then when it didn't happen there, I'm like, yo, If it's not going to be Drew in his home continent, it has to be Cody at WrestleMania. That's what I said after that match.
Yeah.
It has to be Cody at
Yeah.
WrestleMania. That's the only other logical way they can do it,
Yes.
and it needs to happen Sunday, and it will happen Sunday.
Yes. Yes.
Roman's had a
I
great run. It's been one of the great runs we've seen in decades. And I don't think that we'll see another run like this for a long time, probably even maybe longer after we're gone. But it's time for it to end.
I agree.
And it's so
I
crazy.
agree.
He's going to be the first person to ever go into WrestleMania as the champion 3 years in a row and defend it.
Wow.
And also the first person to go into 3 straight WrestleManias as the champion since Hogan at the first 3 WrestleManias. It's
Mm.
history, man. This dude has made history. And with all that being said, the 1,000-day title reign shit doesn't matter. He's already had a long enough title reign. He's already made enough history and
That's
broken enough records.
right. That's what I was telling my coworker. I mean, like, dude, he really has nothing to prove. He already proven. I mean, what the last two WrestleManias didn't really prove anything to you or to us. I mean, come on, like he doesn't need to win that match. And then with them talking about changing the title designs and all that stuff, and them wanting to have two champions by SummerSlam, yeah, that was already evident that I think they're gonna have Cody win.
With the momentum Cody's had, and also considering the crowd reactions he's been getting, it's like, bro, this is the right time. This is the right guy.
Yeah,
You got to do it now.
it's the right time. He keeps coming up to me. He's like, "Dude, Roman's gonna win." I was like, "No, he's not, dude. I'm sorry."
So it's time. I believe it's gonna happen, and it's gonna be a great moment. I'm gonna jump up and down when that shit goes down. I'm not
We're gonna have a Hollywood moment.
joking when I say
No,
that.
Hollywood ending. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's exactly what it should be, a Hollywood ending. And I mean it when I say this, I'm going to be ecstatic when it happens.
Yes.
And yeah, this is a big one, bro. This is one of the biggest Mania main events in over a decade.
Oof.
I just wish I could be there to feel that electricity in that stadium when they go face to face. Like when they have that stare down on Sunday, that's when you're gonna know it's
Yeah.
real. That's when you're gonna know that shit's about to
Oh
go
yeah.
down. So yeah, the 5 matches I'm looking forward to the most are the main event, Roman and Cody, the IC title match, the Charlotte Ripley match, the Rey and Dominik match, and Seth and Logan Paul.
Gotcha.
So yes, WrestleMania is this Saturday and this Sunday. It's going to be a crazy ass weekend, and Wale Mania, I believe, is going on now as we speak.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot about that. Always happens.
Yeah, but this WrestleMania is going to be a big one. Overall, I think the build has been pretty good going into it for the most part. Like the matches I'm looking forward to, for the most part, they've had good builds. Oh, also the Usos and freaking Kevin Owens and Sammy. That's the other match I'm looking forward to the most. I'll take out Seth and Logan Paul and put that as the 5 best matches I'm looking forward to.
Gotcha.
Yeah, to be honest, the only match I'm really not that hyped to see is the Lesnar and Omos match.
That too, and Oscar and Bianca. It's just I'm not
I think the match will still be good. The build has been whack, but I think the match will still deliver.
right. So real quick before we go, Kurt, I have some questions for you. Just some WrestleMania questions to reflect back on. Okay. Um, what is your comfort WrestleMania?
My comfort WrestleMania,
Yeah.
I guess 17. Yeah, I guess 17.
Okay.
You can go throw like WrestleMania 3 in there too.
Okay. Um, what's a WrestleMania you just I'm avoiding like the plague? Like I will never ever ever. I'm not gonna watch it.
There's two that come to mind. There's two that really come to mind.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 2
Hmm.
and WrestleMania 27. Those are the two that I despise the most.
Oh my god. I thought you were gonna say, well, mine is 9. I thought, wow.
9 was whack too, but I don't despise it like I despise those other ones.
Oh wow. Oof. I
Like
can
I
see
don't use the
why.
word hate very often. I
Yeah.
hate those WrestleManias like I hate the Tony character from Girlfriends.
Oh my god. Wow. Okay. What's a WrestleMania that? This is a good question. Okay. What's a WrestleMania that could have been better?
I would say WrestleMania 33. I thought going into that show it had a lot of potential, but then when I was there live for it and saw how it turned out, I mean, it had its moments, but overall, I kind of felt like it didn't live up to its hype.
Okay. Okay, I see.
How about for you? Which one would you put in there?
Ooh, 34. It, it, I was really disappointed with 33 because how long it was. And I watched 34 and it started off good. It was starting off good, but once the middle of the show, it just slowly just went downhill.
After the mixed tag, the Ronda match, yeah, it wasn't the show wasn't as popping, not
Yeah,
even
it's
close.
just
Nothing
if
on the show after that was even close to being as good as that match was.
I truly believe to this day, if they would have had the 2 night situation back then, I believe that WrestleMania would have been good.
And giving us a different main event for that matter, because like no one was trying to see Brock and Roman again.
Yeah. Let's
Well, you're
see.
watching the John Cena and JBL match, aren't you?
Yeah, you can hear it.
I remember the promo package. Yeah, it just pisses me
Yeah,
off that WrestleMania edits out a lot of the original music.
yeah. It's a good thing I still have this on DVD.
No, that's good. All right, so yeah, 33. I'll say is like one that could have been better. Definitely could have been
Okay.
better.
Best WrestleMania theme song. Now I'm not talking about the ones from the '90s, like the one that the company used. I'm talking about they actually use an artist for a theme song. Which one was your favorite?
Hands down, My Way from Limp Bizkit.
Okay,
I also like Green Light from 33, the Pitbull song. I thought that was dope too. Also, I liked Big Time from 22. Big Time was a dope track also.
love that one. Okay.
It's so funny for WrestleMania 16 for 2000, they wanted to get California Love for it, but Tupac's estate wouldn't approve of it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's why they used that generic shit. They initially wanted to get California Love as a
Oh,
theme song.
I didn't know that. Wow. Okay. What WrestleMania match you believe should have had a different outcome?
Triple H and Booker T from WrestleMania 19.
I knew you were going to say that.
How about you?
Damn it. Oh, Shawn Michaels versus John Cena from WrestleMania 23.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. That's the
That
one
was a good
match
match
where
too.
it was a good match though, but I'm talking about like years ago. I had a hard time trying to watch that match because it really that I think that match really like stung me like hard because I really thought Shawn was gonna
Damn.
win. Like I that was the night where I really hated Cena after that because I Batista dropped the title. I thought like okay, Cena's gonna lose the title. Like you know, Taker won. I think it's very auspicious to have Michaels to win it. Didn't turn out to be that way, and it really rubbed me off the wrong way. And it took me a while for me to get comfortable to like watch that match. And I believe that if Michaels would have won that match, it would have saved the event because it wasn't. I'm not saying that WrestleMania was bad. It was okay, but I just felt like if Michaels would have won, it would have been okay. The Mania would have been better.
There was another outcome I was thinking of to maybe change the finish of. It was going to be the WrestleMania 2000 main event, have The Rock win, but then
Oh yeah,
again,
yeah.
then again, we did get that great backlash the next month with Austin. So I mean,
Okay,
but with the Triple H and Booker T one, we never got like a proper payoff afterwards. It was just
gotcha.
that, and then that was the end of it.
Yeah, they had the tag match at the following month. Yeah, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
wax
Yeah,
sauce.
yeah,
Yeah, it is what it is, though.
yeah.
You can't always get what you want.
True. Best WrestleMania in the state of California.
Oh shit, I gotta go with 31. 31 was a good WrestleMania.
Okay,
I was gonna maybe say 21, but the 31 had a better main event,
okay. Let's see. Yeah,
and 21 kind of peaks in the middle. Like after the Shawn and Angle match, the show really isn't as good.
yeah. The main events were kind of like,
The outcomes were good. Like they anointed two new
title
guys.
title matches were, you know.
Yeah, like it's good. Yeah, like the outcomes were good. They anointed two new guys. That was great. But the matches themselves were like nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
All right, you have any more?
No, that's about it. Or no, no. Wait, one more. Best WrestleMania music performance.
Living Color at WrestleMania 29, mainly because I was there for it.
Okay.
How about you?
Motorhead for Triple H the first time at 17.
Okay, cool. Well, with that being said, WrestleMania weekend is upon us. We got to get out of here. We are running out of time. John, have a good ass time this weekend. I hope it's everything you thought it would be and
You.
more. And I'm very happy for you, bro. I just really wish I could be there too.
I wish you could be out here too, though, but hopefully you'll be out here for Memorial Day for AEW.
Yes, and WrestleMania next year for damn sure I will be at. But with that being said, for John Randall, this is Kirk Cadet for another edition of the Clash of the Champions. I'm about to turn 37 years old in another hour or so. And God bless, guys. Enjoy WrestleMania, my favorite time of the year. And it's about to be popping, bro. Let's get it in.
Happy birthday, Kurt.
Thank you, man.